Christmas is next week, and the new year, well, it's just around the corner. But the week in Texas politics, well, that's been anything but cheerful and bright. Let's see how bright with our headlines from our panel. And we'll start first with business analyst Annie Spillman. Annie, what's your headline for the week?
It's a Christmas miracle. Austin's Peter Pan Mini Golf gets a 6-month lease extension on Barton Springs Road.
Brian Smith with St. Edward's University. What's your headline, Brian?
Colorado gives Donald Trump a lump of political coal for Christmas.
Mark Jones with Rice University. Mark, what's your headline?
Abbott doubles down on immigration and his relationship with Chicago.
And Brad Johnson with the Texan News. Brad, what's your headline for the week?
Lawsuits galore.
Now, the crisis on the border certainly intensified this week. Governor Abbott has moved from buses to putting migrants on jet planes. And the immigration advocates, well, they filed a federal lawsuit to take on the Texas new law allowing local authorities to arrest illegal immigrants. Brian, both will carry over into 2024, certainly. But I think the migrant trips, that may provide the more immediate impact, don't you think?
Yeah, Abbott knew that the law would be immediately challenged by civil rights groups. So he says, if I win, I win. But if not, I can go back to blaming the Biden administration. So that's a push. Where the real impact is the switching from planes to, or from buses to planes, because that's giving us all the visuals that Abbott wants.
Governor Abbott and southern border states are still going to push and use their leverage like planes, trains, and automobiles to move migrants out of the state, regardless of criticism about using taxpayer dollars. Some would say it's worth it.
Mark, a new poll came out this week that said only a slight majority of people in that poll supported arresting undocumented migrants down on the Texas border. You know, that really shows how divided this state is on this issue, right?
Well, it's divided, but if you sort of parse out the don't knows, it's about 60-40. That is 3/5 favor the Abbott policy, 2/5 oppose it. And among Republicans, which is where Greg Abbott is focused right now, it's virtually unanimous. So for Abbott, this continues to be a winning policy.
Brad, Mark brings up a good point. You know, this may be a win-win because even if he loses in court on this lawsuit, this really works well with the political base. What are you hearing?
You know, we'll have to see if on this bill specifically, if the juice is worth the squeeze, what problems arise from it. But looking at the busing program, you know, that's turned into a win, and maybe this does too.
Now, a Travis County judge has ordered Attorney General Ken Paxton to go through a deposition in a lawsuit by his several of his former employees. They blew the whistle on Paxton's extramarital affair and his efforts to help a political donor fight off a bank fraud investigation. Now, he will have to testify under oath, something that he avoided during his impeachment trial. Brad, the depositions may happen in late January, just in time for the primary season. So is this a big loss for Paxton? Does this take the wind out of his sails?
I don't think it changes anything in terms of his revenge tour against House Republicans. Now, regardless of how this case winds up, there's going to be a huge group of people with egg on their face, whether it's the whistleblowers, Speaker Phelan, and those behind him. You know, if nothing really changes from the impeachment trial, and then on the other side, if something crazy comes out and the whistleblowers are vindicated, you know, Paxton and his allies are going to have egg on their face.
I think what's going to happen here is that those Republicans that are being primaried and where the Paxton effect might take place, those Republicans are really going to need to focus on what they did do during session, the pro-workforce bills that they passed, the pro-business bills that they did, and not let it be cloaked by you know, the trial and some of these other things, and, you know, really let the politics take over there.
The Texas GOP has decided to hand count some ballots in the March primary. All the Republican votes in Gillespie County and in Travis County, the local GOP has the option to hand count mail-in and early voting ballots. While there was some pushback by Democrats, this could help push to rest some doubts about the electronic voting machines, I think. Annie, the leaders from both parties reached an agreement on this in Travis County. That's a good thing. Compromise can happen, right? Surprise.
I do think it's very interesting that in Travis County that they went to a watered-down version of the hand counting, even though they were proponents of doing it altogether in the first place.
It highlights one of the most pernicious aspects of Donald Trump, is that Trump and Republicans who have followed him have undermined confidence in trust in our electoral system and election administration without any real evidence. That is, there is no election fraud. There are no problems with our voting machines. At the end of the day, even if there are some minor problems, which occasionally there are in large jurisdiction, hand counting is not the way to go.
Yeah, there's not a lot to be gained here and a lot to be lost. I just think back to like Florida in 2000, and I thought we all learned our lesson about how ineffective hand counting was then. And we have to remember that was just one election. You're going to have to do this for every single race on the ballot. And once you bring humans into the equation, the possibility for human error and then cost increases. And I just don't see this being an effective way to count votes.
Yeah, thank God we don't have the dangling Chad situation anymore. It's just going to be that, you know, what marker was used, right? Okay, let's wrap up this week with our final word for the week. Brad, we'll start with you. What's your word for the week?
Eggnog, preferably spiked.
Annie, what is your word for the week?
Well, I should have used that one. Anticipation.
Brian, your word, sum it up.
Iowa, the first caucus is less than a month away.
Mark, and close out this week with one word.
Amen.
And that is This Week in Texas Politics.